Of course, your last filing, like last case before you left, was against Ripple. Any thoughts you have on how the court judgments came out of Ripple? Obviously, there was kind of a mitigated with some wins for the S.E.C and some others for XRP and Ripple. Like, what's your view on it, looking back at it right now, like 2-3 years after you left office?
Well, look, the way the court is now, and this is a case that has not been finally resolved. There are appeals and the like. But if you look at the distinction I made at the beginning of our discussion between securities transactions that are for the purpose of capital raising, where I said we have very rigorous regulations, and then securities regulation for secondary trading. You look at what the court did, it said, hey, that capital raising transaction was a securities transaction. Now, the court found that the secondary trading transaction and its definition of secondary trading transaction was not. We'll see how that goes on appeal. We'll see how both of them go on appeal.
Yeah.
But the point I want to make is that we rigorously regulate the raising of capital from the general public, and that has not changed.
Okay, so I'll talk a bit about the funding model. So we will have a fundraiser for 2 months starting February 1st. It will be available at funds.ethereum.org. So the idea is that part of the initial issuance will be 1,000 Ether for 1 Bitcoin, or up to 2,000 Ether for 1 Bitcoin if you get in early to compensate for the increased risk. So the issuance model is that we will fundraise. Suppose that we hand out X Ether through the fundraiser, then there will be about 0.5x will be pre-mined, and then 0.4x after that will be mined per year forever. So it's this hybrid of the Mastercoin and Ripple model and the pure Bitcoin mining model, and even to a slight extent the inflationary model.
The S.E.C is trying to capture the digital asset space. They went after Ripple and specifically XRP is because it was the biggest threat to the incumbent banking and financial system.
You know, the United States government is probably the biggest bully in the world. I read the complaint and it was terrible news. People are going to lose money, and people had their life savings in XRP. All right, welcome to Regulatory Capture 101, also known as ETHgate.